All right, let's get it poppin', Peggies. This video is about my elementary education observation hours, which is in the same classroom, but I was looking for different things. Yet again, just me talking to my computers, so if it's awkward, just bear with me. So, like I said, it was the same classroom with the same teacher. We're just going to be talking about in this one the things that I liked and the things that I disliked, and we'll end up talking about how I want to use that in my future classroom. And I mean, there's not a lot of things I didn't like, but there were a few, so we'll just touch on those in a second. So, the classroom that I was in was pretty hectic, and it's because there was no enforcement of the rules. And I would change this by with my classroom management in place, I would actually stick by it, and the punishments that were listed on the chart, I would go through with. Like if they got the 10 signatures, they would go to the office and suffer through ISS. I would not let them slide. So I interacted with the students by sitting at the conference table in the back of the classroom. She let a select few come up at a time, and they would ask me for help if they needed it. Um, she interacted with the students as well, but they did not respect her a lot, so that's how that went typically. The day was pretty busy for them. They had a lot of subjects to cover, and they went to activity, and a lot of them had to go to the ESL classes and some special education classrooms. So they moved around a lot, and they did a lot of homework that they had to cover throughout the day, which was a lot too. So they were in the physical stage of not having complete control over their movements. Like they were getting better, but they're still small. So I mean, they haven't reached their full speed potential, their full height, their full weight. So they're still getting used to their surroundings and how their body adapts to it as they keep growing. Cognitively, these kids did not have a single filter. They said whatever they were thinking at the time, and they did not feel guilty about it. And typically, they would say the same thing over again, even though they knew that it hurt someone's feelings. That was where a lot of the issues came from, is that it was like word vomit with Miss Harness. They were so awful. In the fourth grade, you wouldn't really expect kids to have like cliques or social groups, but I mean, they did. They had like the kids that played on the same baseball team, the kids whose parents were teachers that also taught at the school, and the kids who stayed for after school tutoring. So, like, those groups were the groups that tended to form in the class as well. My overall experience is that I want to make sure my students know that if they will respect me, then I will respect them as well. That was the biggest issue that came along with Miss Harness's class, is that they just didn't have any respect for her as an authority figure. And I feel like that's where a lot of the negative parts came from. So as long as I can avoid that, I will love my classroom.